And then he wants to around 6,000 miles per hour. Going at half a mile an hour. Then they go to a delta 1.2 million miles per hour. It's nonsense.
And we are live.
You're thinking that your respective dust clients doing
downtown Greenville.
You don't matter. You're an average.
We are just getting set up right now for activism. So tune in and please share.
You thought the moon landings were sketchy, right?
Shut them down. Let's go.
You thought the moon landings were a little sketchy, right?
Here,
It's stupid.
want to hand out some cards?
Sure, I've already been doing it, but yeah. No, I'm actually kind of weak, but yeah. I'll hand out some.
Here, I got
I've been
the.
handing them all out already, up and down the street, and I put them in like on the statues that are sitting there on the benches. I put them in their hands.
Here, I got the app cards.
I got some right here.
Okay, well I got my promo.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Promo on it.
Okay, yours is special.
Or the referral code.
It says they lost
Yep.
everything.
Yes,
associated with the
Lana.
moon landings, they lost.
One proof for the globe. Shut down the flat earthers.
Playing phone tag with Ray.
Let's prove the flat earthers
They want to pick up
wrong.
the apps?
Rather than just regurgitating what you learned in your elementary school, let's try to prove it for ourselves. Let's try to be adults about this. Try to prove it for ourselves. You believe you want a spinning ball and you're sticking to it by magic called gravity? Give me a break.
They said it's too hot. Why don't we go back to the Bitcoin? We don't have that technology.
Prove Earth.
We used to, but we destroyed that technology and it's too painful to process to pull it back. That's what they say. Like 1969.
I'm going to film it in a minute. I'm going to film so we can post it.
I watched the moon.
Free info?
About it. Go on.
And then I said, why would they bring a car to the We had a little build up, and they said how important.
Put them in their place, but in a nice way. All right, later.
The spaceship. And wait.
I'm Ray's counselor. I'm like his big brother counselor. Hey, and
Yeah, shout out to Singeman here. Came out to help with activism. He was at Flatoberfest.
hand out some cards right now.
Out of the truck, it was
People scowling at me.
Yeah, that's what I meant inside.
Hey, if you live in a giant vacuum, if you think you do, that's dumb. You're retarded.
I don't say that.
I'm retarded, but not just that.
Oh, so this guy wanted to fight me. So this guy, I was talking about flat Earth to the guy up there in the bar, and then he called me an
Jack.
asshole. I said I only like flat Earth because I wanted to argue with people. He got even worse about other things.
So it's funny, right? Is the religious system that's supposed to be...
How to get to it? Was it sitting
Here,
there?
I will put this up front for you guys while I set everything up.
The way you can prove that the Earth is a sphere, there's multiple ways, but one way is if you like take a balloon that's like partially inflated and you draw like actually that wouldn't, I don't know if that metaphor wouldn't work.
So let's right. Earth is a sphere, then it has okay. So if you use those dimensions, you know where the horizon is, where things should be disappearing behind it.
That does not account for the lens effect of the atmosphere itself.
No. Yeah,
the atmosphere is like a lens.
Yeah, there's a lens effect.
So like the lens horizon, like fiber optics, you can bend it. You can bend the fiber as much as you want and see the fiber.
This is the globe, okay? You stand here, a boat is over, and then it disappears on the horizon, right? And it goes further, and appears even further, you don't see it at all, right? So when it's over here, and it completely disappeared out of your view, can you zoom in on it and bring it back when it's by the physicality of the globe?
You know.
We have many times.
Well, like I'm saying, there's a lens effect.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
It's like
How you doing, guys?
It's like fiber optics.
Doing all right.
How
you doing?
The propaganda crew has arrived.
Yeah. This is what this is about. It's nothing but propaganda.
So it's like, if like think about fiber optics, you can bend it as much as you want.
Yeah, we're not talking about fiber optics. We're talking about the shape of the Earth.
What I'm saying is that the atmosphere is a lens.
Yeah, but it's
so even as it bends
in fiber optics, it's going through a tube, right? It's contained light.
It doesn't have to.
It's contained.
You can shoot fiber optics in a straight line.
No, but if it's like a plastic piece of plastic.
Yeah. It's contained within the plastic.
Well, yeah,
okay, so that's what I'm saying. When you're talking about light that's open, it doesn't do that.
Even like your lens, like even just a piece of glass.
Yes, but I'm saying,
take like a large piece of glass that's bent, put
a
something
solid
solid, take a solid object, put a lens that goes from here to here,
all right, so
and you'll be able to see what's on that side because the lens is
definitely not.
the lens.
Definitely not. But let me tell it to you like this. No, it's definitely not true. I mean, you're talking fairy tales now. Okay, but
that's how fiber optics. That's how you can take data.
No.
Like
you're talking about fiber optics.
Down a building.
What does the light do?
It's light. The light is going through there.
The light is maintained in the tube, so it bounces around in the tube and follows that curve.
Right.
So that's completely
different.
In the atmosphere. That is not what the air does.
Acts like a lens.
No, absolutely not.
Whenever you shoot a
it's
laser
not
up into the air, does that laser bend or does it look straight?
There's probably some forces bending it slightly.
Okay, so if you use a laser across a frozen lake and you can see past 20 miles, right, with no bending. In other words, you shoot at this elevation at 10 feet, okay? On the other side of the lake, a frozen lake, you shoot a board that's on the other side and it's 10 feet off the ground, okay? In between is a frozen lake. That water should be curving with the surface of the Earth, okay? According to the math of the globe, there should be 30 feet above the lake. So you're telling me that it bends over, comes back down, and hits 10 feet again?
That's how a lens works.
No, dude, you're mind warped, man.
Like
your mind warped as you're believing light.
Take like a glass and just put a pen in it, and the pen.
No, that's an absolute effect, right? That's a lensing effect.
Wow, you're walking away.
That's straight water. That's straight water.
That's how light can be.
Is that air or is that water?
There's water in the air.
Yeah. But does it cause those distortions? Like if I hold a pen over here like this, are you going to see the pen bending?
You're an idiot.
Or are you going to see it as a pen?
It'll just be a pen.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So that lensing effect does happen with water because water is a denser medium, right, than air. Air is a medium that contains water, but it's not water. So you do have some diffraction, let's say. Like let's say you're looking over a long distance and you see a ship that looks flipped upside down in the sky. That's a lens effect, obviously, right? That's a horizon, what do you call it when you're in the desert and it's hot? Mirage, right? So that's if you're in a straight line of sight. Like let's take for instance microwave. Okay, that's another test we've done. Microwave is a line of sight technology. If there's any deviation whatsoever, you cannot get a signal. It's line of sight. And we've done that way beyond the calculations of the globe Earth model. So everything that you said, we've tested. You understand? It's not like we're coming out here and we're just bouncing shit out that we on the test for what following a bolt. So like if you you are because you just said
using logic.
No. You're not using logic because light does not do this in through the air. It doesn't. When you use a laser, when you use
like the water,
yes, it would diffract it, right? Diffract it means it would hit the water and change angle. If that was
happens.
Okay, so
that's how you can see some over
here.
Let
me continue.
It's changing angles.
Oh, so it's changing angle, then changing angle, then changing angle again, and then then it returns exactly to the same location on the other side. So the Earth is there to deceive us to make us think it's flat, right?
No.
Okay.
So let's take this for example. There are different barometric pressures in different areas of the Earth, right?
Prove the globe.
Different
Show us
areas
curvature.
of the
Show us
Earth
spin.
have
Prove the globe for
different
yourself.
levels
You'll
of
find out that it
humidity,
falls
different
flat.
density. You
There
could say
is no
density
curvature,
levels
there is no
of the
spin.
water and the air. So if you were, say, in one...
Are you from the government school?
From what?
Did you go to the government school?
No, I'm from DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
I'm going to UTD.
What's that?
University of Texas at Dallas.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your major?
Business.
Oh, okay.
So if you say take these tests that we're talking about, we've done one in Texas as well, laser test, and we also did one with a camera flash, a high-powered camera flash.
That's a Mirage, right?
So take this for example.
Why are you shaking your head? Is that a
I
mirage
don't know
or
what
not?
that is. I'm looking at
That's
it.
a picture of Chicago.
It doesn't look like a mirage at all. It's
Okay.
just a picture of Chicago.
Awesome. Glad you said that, because that's from Michigan, 60 miles away. The tallest building should be covered by thousands of feet.
Unless you take into consideration lens
Oh,
effect
you
of the
just
atmosphere.
said that's not a mirage, and now you're saying light made it look that way. You're
I'm saying
confusing yourself,
the
man.
atmosphere is a lens. You have to take
Yes,
that
an
into
atmosphere
consideration.
is a lens. It doesn't bend things back. It makes things bigger or smaller.
No.
Yes.
It can absolutely.
All right, so let me give you another.
Like,
let me
look
give
at-
you
you need
another
some
idea.
fiber optics.
Okay.
You know how
me give
fiber optics works
Let me
at
give you
all?
another idea. Okay.
You can bend a signal of the image.
Yeah.
in a
Stop talking
million-
about fiber optics, dude. Why do you keep going to
because
fiber
it's-
optics?
Because it's the type of lens.
No, it's not. It's maintained within a tube. It bounces that light inside. It doesn't refract.
So
it's
what
a
I'm
solid
saying-
object.
So you can take a signal
So-
here.
so fiber
bend
optics is
it,
made of gas,
and
right?
See it over here.
Is fiber optics tubing made of gas?
It's
No,
just
that's
plastic.
stupid,
It's
dude.
just-
That's
It's
stupid.
just a lens.
It's bouncing around a solid object, not a gas. A gas does not do that. A gas does not bend it around a curve. That's nonsense. So let me give you another demonstration, okay? You're 1 foot above the water right here, right? You have a station for oil drilling right here. You have a station for oil drilling right here. And then the horizon is right here, okay? In the view. You have a little bit of distortion covering this platform, a little bit of distortion covering this platform, and the horizon is back here, okay? So if you're supposed to see no farther than 1 mile, according to the globe math, why can I see this
The
one?
globe math does not account for lens effect.
It does.
It's just using the physics
It does.
of the surface.
It's 7/6R.
It's just using- it's the shape of the shape without the lens effect.
Excuse me. The globe model does account for refraction. It's called 7/6R. That's terrestrial refraction. That's their math. Okay. So when you take that into account, you're not supposed to see more than 1.225 miles. You see this one that's 6 miles away. You see this one that's 9 miles away, but the bottoms are covered up. You can't see the bottoms of these platforms. But guess what? That doesn't matter. You know why? Because we see a horizon beyond the platforms. And if that's so, then you can't say there's something physically blocking those things, because the horizon's behind it. So what's blocking it? The horizon? No, it's behind it. So the only way that you can do this is to realize that when you have any observation, you're going to have that obscurity of where the land and the earth meet. Then you have wave breaking, and you have lens effect as well, right? So we're lens effect, right? So these little waves turn into big waves, and they're blocking the bottoms of these platforms. But then if you see the horizon beyond, then the mathematics of the globe earth does not work, because both of these platforms should be on the other side of the horizon, on the other side of the curve, completely not seen. Completely. And this is a test we've done. So the globe math says that the horizon should not be any more than 1.225 times the square root of the observed height in feet. So you should, at 1 foot distance, you shouldn't see beyond 1.225 miles. We see a platform at 6 miles. We see a platform at 9 miles. And then we see our horizon beyond that. So when people
So I
say,
gave
oh,
him
the
a
bottoms of the
card
block,
and he
from
gave
what?
me two
The
gi-
horizon? Then why is the
He gave me
horizon
another
behind?
one for you guys.
Do you understand the logic
Card
here?
deck that he made, and it's a
The only thing that
basically
you
a
have
path.
is cognitive reasoning at
You
this
lay the
point,
cards
okay?
out and
The only thing
have
that
to manifest your goal.
has been taught into us, when we're taught a certain model for a certain portion of our life, we have what's called
Yeah, no,
cognitive
it's cool.
dissonance. When there's
looks like
two,
they're gonna be good cards.
you know, they're twisting in your head, and you're trying to figure out which is true.
Pretty
You'll
cool.
try to defend the
I
one
was
that
like,
you
that's
think
cool.
is
I like
already
it. I
true.
like
That's
inventing
called
games.
cognitive
And this is
dissonance.
like inventing
Rather
a
than
game.
looking at the evidence for
level
yourself
that I handed
and
him
saying,
the card,
okay,
he's like,
logically
yeah, I
possible
got it for you.
for the horizon blocking the thing and behind the thing.
Have you studied plate tectonics at all?
Yes.
I said everything's fake, and right. He's like,
What's
yeah,
that
I
have to
know,
do with
brother.
anything?
So it's like, I was like,
They prove that the Earth is a sphere.
probably
How's
get the
that?
app, or at least
Because
look at the
if
app,
you
right?
match all
So
the
moving-
continents, if you
moving-
match all the continents all the way around
Hey, man,
to a solid shape.
yeah. So do you
So
know?
it proves expansion of the entire globe.
Okay, so let me give you that.
It proves
So
expansion
do you
of
know what the
everything.
Mercator map is?
No.
Okay, the Mercator map is the map that you've seen of the world since you were in school. Okay, it will tell you. They'll tell you to this day that it's a projection. In other words, they're stretching and pulling. The continents above the equator are actually
Oh, I
bigger.
understand what you're saying. Yeah.
They're skewed. They're
split
skewed.
up,
Yeah, yeah. So the globe, the actual globe model is exactly the same way. They admit that it's just a projection, that it doesn't actually work when you're trying to do actual navigation.
Right.
That's why we use sextants, which only works on Earth. Of the polar star layer not move navigation. Okay, so that is how they made the line of the grid, and then they wrapped that around a ball.
Yes,
so they
right
started
here.
with a flat Earth map,
By all means,
and they
take one.
decided to
Take it,
wrap
sir.
it around the ball because they already believed in the ball. It's called a predisposition, right? It's a pre-assumption. They live on a ball, so they take the flat maps and they wrap them around the ball. Somebody didn't go around and measure the curvature of the Earth and they create the globe. That's not how that works. What it is, they took flat maps on star angles, and they wrapped it around a ball. So it's not that the ball matches plate tectonics, it's that plate tectonics matches the ball after they round. All the continents together, what they scale. If you use a scale, the new projections, oh, the guy's name. Okay, yeah, take the distance map. So the distance map is written as it is in something. What is it? The Gleason's as it is. It for agriculture, you could use it for crop tree, horse buggy, right? So that was a true map. The continents together. When you put the continents together, they fit. Plate tectonics has the first word what? Plate. Plate. Plate is dude. It's that. So you have levels of elevation.
So how do you
The water. Oh, there it is.
if you're traveling in one direction, how is it you come back to the same position that the Earth is flat?
Because it's the same thing traveling around the face of the clock. Okay? So if you think about the center of the Earth as the magnetic center, okay? You travel, say this is the North Pole, right? When you're east, you're just traveling in a circle following the compass, right? You're traveling east. It's very circle, so it seems relatively straight. But it's the same globe. It's the exact same thing because when you're at the globe, you're making a big circle around the North Pole. Okay? It doesn't work on a globe because compass level in order for if the globe model was true, you'd have to point like this to point level.
The reason why the weight of the actual compass is not on
Right, and it only works over a flat surface because water level. Water level. That's why we use water levels to build things. I'm an engineer, dude. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just making shit up. I do fluid dynamics. We have to figure out where each drop of water goes for the next 100 years worth of rain, okay? And we can't do that if there's any curvature or spin. The fluid dynamics would fall apart. The whole model is destroyed, man.
All right, you win.
See this right here?
You win. I'm just an average.
Oh no,
physicist
yeah,
from-
no,
I'm just
it's
an
fine,
average
it's
physicist
fine.
from Canada.
We
I
had
don't-
to go.
I don't know
We had to go through all of this.
Like your logic is not logical. It's
Okay.
It's like your physics of your arguments are not
Physical?
accurate.
Come on,
It's
dude.
just not accurate.
Dude, you're full of crap.
Wow.
You're full of crap. I know what I'm talking
Because
about.
like on a clock,
In my pool, I like dive in the.
Okay.
you have to take a position and only go in the same position and come back.
Yes.
And on Earth, you can go in any direction. Not
No,
just one
that's not
direction.
true.
You can go in any direction.
That's not
and
true
arrive at
because
the same point.
south, north and south navigation has never done in a full circle. No one has gone over the North Pole, over the South Pole, and returned to the same spot ever in the entire history of the world. It's never been done. Guess how many times it's been done east to west? Many, 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 many times. And always east to west, never north to south. Because if you have a clock face with the north and the center, every direction outside is south, so you can't go south and come back north. Because every direction away from the North Pole is south. You can never go south and then come back north. Doesn't work. Never. It's never been done. In the history of world travel, you would think by now somebody would have done it. Nobody's done it.
I don't know about
Cognitive
that.
dissonance, dude.
No, I just-
Cognitive dissonance.
No, it's not that. I'm just thinking about if I've heard about it. I just don't know about that.
Yeah, well,
But your
hey,
lo-
don't
your
take
logic-
my
your logic is
don't
not-
listen to any of this shit of this stupid flat earther. Go research it for
Well,
the
here's-
honesty of yourself. You have to admit. Does water do this?
here's an-
Does water
that-
does water do this?
large scale.
Really? But can you show me that? Show me one time where water surface. Go ahead, tell me.
So here's a way you.
Oh my God! I'm approved. Just a water always does not what the shit.
Small scale.
Big scene curve. When you thing past the horizon, the horizon, right? There, as a what? The furthest miles to where it's disappearing. Okay, when you're at the horizon, it's about 20 miles. So 20 miles is curvature in the 3. Give on a paper, you're just this around the way. The only way you ever stuff disappear is this. When it moves horizontally, you can see it travel for 20 miles and deviate. It just and then come back to the bottom. That's not what happens. A horizon is horizontal. That's why the word horizon exists. Because horizontal, perfectly straight.
So here's another way you can know that the Earth is not flat. Here's like an example. So like say this table is like your flat Earth you're talking about, right?
Yeah. And what we know about the Earth is about this big. Let's say it's this big. So the whole Earth is this big. We know about this.
So
okay, go ahead.
If you're a person, right?
I tend to be, yeah.
If the center, gravity is always at the center of the Earth, whether it's flat or round.
Wrong, because gravity's not a thing. I'll tell you why. Gravity was literally invented to explain why we don't go flying off a spinning ball. Okay? So if gravity is such a strong force, how do butterflies fly?
Their projection of air is greater than their own weight.
Very good. How does that work with gravity? Shouldn't gravity be such a strong force that it's hold us here? We can't float away because we got gravity, but a butterfly just flutters away.
We don't have wings, and we're much heavier than a butterfly. Obviously, we're much greater mass.
Okay, so let's talk about air. Why do we have air here if we have a giant vacuum in the sky? You can say gravity again? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So we take a room, okay? Let's say it's a 10 by 10 room, just an average size room, and then we build a second story on it that's also a 10 by 10 room. We put a valve in the ceiling. We fill the room that you're in with regular air pressure, you know, breathable air. It should last you 6 hours, okay? In the upper room, we evacuate it with as much air as possible, okay? Then we open the valve. What happens? The air that you're breathing immediately evacuates into the vacuum and equalizes. So now you have the half air that you used to have in both rooms, okay? That's what air does. Why didn't gravity keep the air in the bottom floor? It's the same thing, dude. You're talking about a